First, I have to apologize for all my yawning. Welcome. Yeah. Let's just drop in together with 3 deep breaths. I'll cue you when to start. And I'd invite you, if you're comfortable, to just make a sound on the exhale. Whatever sound feels good in your body today, whatever sound feels like releasing the stress or the tension that may be carrying you, whatever sound you need to let go and arrive in the moment. So whenever you're ready, breathing in. Breathing deep down into the belly. Good. Now, just a little bit different today. Just in terms of really inviting ourselves more into the body. If it feels good to you, or if you're open to this little experiment, I want you just to start touching your body, either your arms or your shoulders, or maybe your face. Just kind of give yourself a little massage. And if massage doesn't feel good, if movement doesn't feel good, maybe just taking a hand and placing it on your cheek or your heart. Just starting by tuning into the body through your own touch. Maybe squeezing feels good, pressure. And if it feels good to stand up, if you have access to that today, then I'd invite you to stand up. I'm going to stand up. Try to get this chair out of the way. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, you might even, tapping might feel good. Might start with one leg, go up the leg, go down the other leg. Seeing if it feels good to see about touching all these different surfaces of your body. Oh, the audio is low, somebody's saying. Thanks, Esty, for letting us know. How is that now, Esty? Now that I'm paying attention to talking a little bit louder. Is that better? Why don't you let us know? I'm gonna just, okay, Sarah's saying she can hear. So Esty may be trying to, you've probably already thought of this, but yeah, some other people are having trouble. I got to my office today and the Wi-Fi is not working, so I'm using my phone as a hotspot, so that might be the problem. I apologize for that. If it continues to be a problem, do keep letting us know. So now just seeing about moving your body in whatever way feels good to you right now. You rolling your shoulders, rolling your neck if that feels good. So it's not even about stretching, it's about really moving your body in ways that it feels good, kind of listening into the body and responding to it in ways that it wants. All right. And whenever you're ready, coming to your sitting or lying down or standing posture, whatever is most comfortable for you today. help your body today. Help your body be at ease and comfortable. All right. I'm hoping that the technical difficulties have been minimized. So find your posture, and as Dr. Hampton, as Adrienne taught us so beautifully last week about posture. If you were on last week, she does such a beautiful job of describing the posture. So allowing the spine to be upright but not rigid, and your hands can be on your knees if you're sitting, or folded in your lap, whatever feels good. And if you're lying down, maybe support your low back by putting something under your knees, and tuning into whether today feels like a open eye day or a closed eye day for now. And if you're going to keep your eyes open, I'd really invite you to cast your eyes downward, or even turn the computer screen so that you're not tempted to be pulled outward by looking at me. So much easier to go inward without the sense of seeing. I've been experimenting with the senses this past week and just noticing that some of the senses really help me feel like I can go inward more easily. And some of them feel like a real outward pull. And sight, for me at least, is one that I feel like really pulls me out of my sense of my body, my sense of awareness with my own inner being. But you can play with it yourself, everybody's different. All right, so once you've found your posture, let's do some muscle tensing and then relaxing. It's really hard to tell sometimes if your body is tense without making it fully tense. So let's start with our feet, actually. See if you could just contract your feet. So maybe you're pointing the toes upwards, flexing your feet in whatever way you can. And let's breathe in, flexing, tightening, and flexing, and release your feet. Move upwards to your lower legs. And if you're sitting cross-legged, you might need to stretch your legs out to do this part. Tense your legs up. In breath, tensing, 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 tensing both legs, and release. Let's do the legs and feet all together one more time. And this time, tense as much as you can. And on the out breath, when you release, so we're going to be breathing in, holding the breath with the tension, and then releasing the breath. Imagine the tension just like dripping out of you, and your legs just become like butter, just melt. All right, breathing in, tense your legs and your feet, and hold. Be aware of the tension, feel the tension. If this is accessible to your body today, if this doesn't feel good for your body, then just skip it. And release with the out breath. Good. Move your awareness up to your pelvis and your butt and your low abdomen. So that whole area, breathing in, we're going to tense that whole area. Breathing in, tense, and hold. Squeezing your butt cheeks, squeezing your pelvis, squeezing the low abdomen, and release. Let's do that one again. Breathing in, tensing. Tuning into your body, and release, and tune into the release. Melting. Good. Move your awareness up into your belly and chest. And let's do the arms at the same time. So we'll do arms and hands and belly and chest and back. It's a big area, really the upper body. Breathing in, let's tense that whole area. And release. Let's do the upper body again. And release. Good. So now we're going to make some funny faces. And we're going to, again, if it's accessible, if anything's hurting your body, always trust your own inner knowing above anything I'm ever going to say. Trust your intuition. So next we're going to move up into the neck and the face and the scalp, just kind of contracting that whole head and neck area. It might even look like you scrunching your shoulders up to really get a full sense of what total contraction feels like. So breathing in and then contracting. And release. And one more time, breathing in and contracting. And release. And if you want to, let's do 2 more, but with the entire body. So, or whatever parts of your body feel like you want to contract them. I'm just going to do my entire body. Whenever you're ready, breathing in and contracting your entire body. And release. One more time, if you're up for it, breathing in. And melt. Feel the tension drain into the earth. And if your eyes are closed, just allow them to stay closed. If your eyes are open, I'd invite you to look at something neutral. See if you can let the eyes rest back into their sockets, whether they're open or closed. Imagining that your eyes can like lean back in the chair of their eye sockets. We're always leaning forward, moving ahead with our eyes and our body. We often live on the front surface of our body. So I want to see if you, or I'd invite you to tune into the back of your body right now. If you're sitting against a couch or a chair, feel the pressure of the furniture or the bed or whatever it is against your back. If you're sitting upright without anything against your back, just tune into your back muscles, your back body. Just bring awareness to the back of your head, the back of your body, back of your chest, back of your butt, rather your butt, and the backs of your legs. We can tune into the body in a different way than we're used to. This tuning into the back body is a more receptive way of holding ourselves. And we've all been, most of us anyway, have been very trained to live on the front outer surface of our bodies, leaning forward, ready for action, ready for productivity, ready for movement. So let's just see how it feels to really, you're not actually going to lean back, but you're bringing your awareness into the back body, into the back of the heart. Breathe directly into the back of your heart. And this may sound strange, but just use your imagination wherever you imagine the back of your heart is. Breathe into that space. See the breath going to that space. And then let's see if we can direct the breath into the low belly. We're very used to breathing up in our lungs, but let's try some what you might call diaphragmatic breathing, where you're using your diaphragm. You're using not just your upper muscles, but your lower muscles of breathing too. So as you breathe in, maybe put your hand on your belly, which may be triggering. You know, we're really used to in our culture sucking in the belly, flattening, tightening, restricting. So I want you to see, and if you've got tight pants on and you can unzip them, if you're in a space where you can do that, I'd really invite you to do that. Be comfortable. The belly needs to be loose. Um, so help your belly be loose and relaxed. And with the in breath, what we want to happen is the hand to push outwards, frontwards. And as we breathe out, the hand relaxes, the belly button moves towards the spine. If your hand is going in the opposite direction of what I'm saying, maybe try laying down. It's a lot easier to feel this and to help yourself learn this if you're laying down, if that's accessible. Or, don't stress about it too much. Just work on it maybe another time. So it's like you can imagine the breathing muscle that sits, right around the bottom edges of your lungs. Um, you can picture it as you breathe in. You can picture the diaphragm pushing downwards and the belly pushing out, filling, imagining that you can fill the lungs and the belly with air. It's not really what's happening, but just imagining that whole space filling with air, seeing if you can keep your shoulders relatively relaxed, relatively down. Really seeing if you can keep the movement primarily in your belly and in the expansion outwards to the sides and the fronts of your chest wall. Mm. Still breathing deeply if that's comfortable. Staying tuned in to that movement at the belly. Continuing to notice the relaxation response, the softening that happens on the out breath automatically, and you can really tune into it. Let's shift our focus actually to the out breath. I want you to see if you can just really tune in to the softening that happens automatically, naturally, the letting go in the body. Let's do that for several breaths. allowing your jaw to soften and relax. The mouth maybe open a little bit. The out breath allowing the mouth to open. So at this point, we're breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth for now. As you breathe out, see if you can allow the jaw to open even more. Just really, we hold so much tension in the mouth, in the jaw, and in the inside of the mouth as well. So really tuning into the face right now and seeing if you can invite the mouth and the jaw to soften with the out breath. One thing I'll often do if my body is really tense is I'll just inwardly invite my body by saying the word soften really gently on the out breath. I would invite you now to just take a few moments to notice the energy that you're here with. What I mean by that specifically is, have you entered this space today with an energy of softness and compassion for yourself, kindness, gentleness? Or is there an edge of criticism, self criticism, or judgment? Or just see what's here right now without fixing it or blaming yourself for doing it wrong. Just see what kind of like voice you're using with yourself today. Is it harsh? Is it soft? What is it like today? Hmm. And then, no matter what stories you have about yourself in this moment, whether you're doing it great today or whether you're failing or, whatever, if there's a story about yourself, I would invite you to breathe in and with the out breath, imagine that you can release the stories and release judgment, the inner critic. It's an intention. We're not trying to get rid of anything or disallow anything. I just want to invite you to try out, experiment with an attitude of kindness towards yourself, an attitude, if you've been struggling, especially of like how you would talk to somebody you really love, how you would be with somebody that you really love, with an attitude of gentleness, with an attitude of kindness and patience. We often think that coming to our lives with, striving or pushing or efforting or criticizing ourselves is going to make us into better people. And, I've never seen that work sustainably, honestly. A lot of people in our culture, including myself, have gone through phases of really believing that. But see if just for the next little bit that we have here together, just see if you can imagine talking to yourself, being with yourself like you would maybe even a child that you really care about, or an animal that you really adore, or a friend, a relative, maybe your spouse, somebody that you have easy warmth towards. And maybe even if it feels good, putting one or both hands on your heart and picturing somebody who has been kind to you in your life. Maybe it's your grandmother, maybe it's your kindergarten teacher, maybe it's your daughter or a friend. Could be somebody from the past, could be a religious figure, or maybe how you, if you believe in God, perhaps your image of God or the goddess. Any figure or animal or human that you feel can exude kindness. Picture them in front of you and you can see their eyes. And their eyes are full of compassion and they know all the mistakes you've made. They know the struggles you've had. They know the times you've been mean or cruel. They know all about it. And they also know that you deserve total love and compassion, no matter what you've done in your life, no matter what mistakes you've made. Because we all deserve that without exception, whether you believe that or not. just try and imagine a being looking at you with eyes of deep love and care. And breathe it in. Breathe in the compassion. Breathe in the care. Maybe you're seeing a mirror image of yourself. Any stories, any, the ego mind can really get reactive with this one and start to come up with all the reasons why you don't deserve this. That's okay. That part of you needs love too. That part that believes that you deserve to be punished or harmed. That part needs love more than anything, really. If you're visual, you might picture breathing in this love as a color. Maybe it's a smell. Maybe it's a sound. Maybe it's a touch. Whatever you're needing today to arrive more fully as you are and allow whatever is here in your life and in your day, in this moment, allow it all to be welcomed in this loving space. Even the parts that are criticizing you, that's happening right now, we all have them. Invite those parts into almost like this crowded room of little children. You can imagine all your little children inside of you sitting in this room with you. The mad ones, the sad ones, the ones that behave meanly and cruelly, the ones that are embarrassed and ashamed. Look around your room inwardly. See all these young parts of yourself. Some of them are grown ups, some of them are teenagers. And just imagine that with your gaze, you're telling them, I'm trying to invite you all in, or I am inviting you all in into my heart. And then with your breath, use your breath as a way to comfort them. All these parts. Use your breath as a soothing balm. It's gentle in and out, like a gentle swaying of a hammock, a gentle wave in an ocean. Allow the undulation of the breath and just ride it, allowing it to soothe and calm whatever is going on with you. If there are areas in your body that you're noticing really need extra love or care or attention today, maybe even placing a hand on that part of your body, maybe your throat or your face or your hip. Imagining that you can breathe this love, even if you can't access it fully, even if it's just really an imaginative thing right now. We start with the imagination. Imagine breathing in the love, breathing in the breath into these parts of your body that need a little bit of extra attention or love or care. Feeling your own touch, comforting yourself. No matter what you're feeling today, allowing it to be here. There's this ironic thing that we so often try to push away emotions that we're not fond of, like anger or sadness or grief. It's the saying, what we resist persists and usually grows. So see if you can open your heart a little bit wider to allow even those parts that you normally reject, that you normally keep out, that you normally send away. Because they're just going to keep on knocking. And they're going to keep on coming out in your life as anger or projection or judgment or criticism towards others. What we don't allow ourselves to feel, we project outwards, or we send it inwards and it becomes depression. So again, looking around your room with all your inner parts, maybe even imagining yourself, your wisest self, your most intuitive inner healer, and she or he or they are looking at all these parts with that same kindness that you were receiving from that person or animal you're connected to. Breathing in everything that's going on for you, everything you're feeling, and breathing out a sense of relief, a sense of, I am okay. I am held. I have the intention of loving myself, even if there are parts that think that's impossible. And with this intention, let's just sit quietly together. You can use the breath, or if you use a mantra practice, whatever is your object of awareness, Or for some of you, if you've been practicing a while longer and you want to just have open awareness where you just let your awareness kind of float, just riding the waves of your own experience, whatever feels resonant today. And if you're new, maybe just staying with the breath, the sensations of breath, riding those waves, but really focusing today on the kindness, focusing today on the compassion, focusing today on the intention of forgiving yourself if you're holding something against yourself. Just practicing, just giving it the next little bit that we have and trying it out as something new. If this is your edge and this feels really uncomfortable, I'd still invite you to try it out. And when the mind talks, it's okay, no problem. That's all meditation. Just release the thoughts, like a thought bubble popping. Release the thoughts into the air and come back to the body and the emotion and the breath, staying with whatever's here, but with love, with deep love, with the intention of deep, deep love. Mm. It is you. You are the one that you've been waiting for. You are the one you've been needing. Abandon yourself no longer. Come and take your own hand. Come and look into your own eyes. Come and receive the joy and the sorrow and the grief and all of it, the whole big human mess. Look into your own eyes. You are the one you've been waiting for. Breathe in your own goodness. Breathe it in and abandon yourself no longer. Even if self-love seems totally inaccessible, see if you can imagine in your mind's eye a world where you loved yourself, a world where you forgave yourself, a world where you had compassion for yourself. And imagine right now, maybe even cupping your hands and blowing in your hands, imagining the seed in your hands, blowing in to this seed the possibility of freedom, the possibility of allowing all these parts blow into the seed, the possibility of this, the possibility of self-love. Close your hands over the seed. And now I want you to take the seed in your hand and I want you to leave the seed where the seeds we want to grow will flourish. Breathing into your seed. You are the one you've been waiting for. Breathing in and then lifting your face, imagining the sun on your face, and breathing out this love, spiraling all of our love together and imagining that it can travel all over the planet, to the animals, to the rocks, to the people, to the birds, to all beings, to everything. Breathing in, let's do it one more time together. And then as you breathe in, feeling your breath, feeling your body, and slowly opening your eyes. And if you want, looking at the screen and seeing my eyes, knowing we are all deeply connected. Mm. Bow to each one of you so deeply. Thank you so much for coming today and for going inward, for healing yourself. It's all we can do. It's what we can do. Meeting ourselves with love, with that intention anyway. Some days not so easy, right? Many days. It's just the intention. All right. So I think I may have, oh, yep, I went a few minutes over. Sorry about that. If you have to or whatever. And it was so good to be here with you today. And yeah, I'm just infinitely grateful for the opportunity to be with you. It really keeps me honest in my practice and brings me so much joy and so much of a sense of connection.